Adam, what the heck are you doing in a bird store sitting on bags of birdseed with a dog and a lady? Guys,
Hey.
one of the biggest questions that I get asked is, where did you develop your patient counseling skills? Where did you develop the empathy to learn and build relationships before diving into the knowledge? And literally, it was right here. My first job when I was 15 years old, got a worker's permit. I was only allowed to work 20 hours a week, but it was right here with this woman. And she taught me one of the most important lessons that I ever learned in my life and my pharmacy career. And I'm gonna share it with you here today.
I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. And today, we break through. And today, we break through. And today.
So guys, I'm sitting in where I worked my first job back when I was 15 years old. Wild Birds Unlimited, your nature gift shop. And you're like, Adam, this is the Fit Pharmacist Healthcare Podcast. What the heck is going on? Well, guys, how many times have I told you that if you have a hobby that's not directly in pharmacy, it actually proves to be an asset because you don't think the same way that everyone else does. And this is something that I didn't really realize until I got deep into my practice as a pharmacist, realizing how I could build rapport with patients, connect with them, learn what their problems were, and then meet them where they are to understand where they were looking to go and guide them there at a pace that they could realistically sustain to get there in a way that was maintainable. And that simple process is exactly what I learned here. And I want to just introduce you guys to this woman who's incredibly special in my life. She's my first boss.
Yes. Yes. I was the boss.
She held the reins. But this is my good friend Laura. She is one of the co-founders of Wild Birds Unlimited here in Wexford, Pennsylvania. She has one of 3 locations.
Right.
And there's a reason that I wanted to have her on the show. Guys, a lot of times you hear theory and things that sound good or make sense. But when you see them in practice, number one, but when you see them in practice consistently over an extended period of time, that's when you know you're talking with someone who knows what they're doing. So how many years have you been in business?
Well, we started in 1989. That happens to be 31 years ago. Yep.
31 years ago, 3 locations in a competitive market that is shifting from brick and mortar to online. And that's no mistake, guys. I mean, right now you see the masks. We're filming in COVID. We're social distance. It's okay. Everything's kosher. But there have been so many seasons of adversity. But if you get this concept, it'll allow you to thrive in forming a really foundational component in your career. And that's the foundation of relationships. So real quick, guys, when I started, this was not a commission-based business. And the simple model is people either come here for something they want or they come here with questions on a problem looking for advice. And what's the number one problem people have?
Squirrels. Everybody has squirrels. They either love them or they hate them.
Yeah.
And we have to sit back and listen and find out which way. So it's all about listening to what your customer is bringing to you,
yes.
How you can help.
Absolutely. So guys, this is huge. Whether you're a pharmacy student looking to help your colleagues get mentors, or you're a pharmacist that's practicing helping patients on their way, listening is such a key component. But it's not just like going like this, it's really being in tune. So can you kind of walk people through for what your process is? Because guys, while we're in a bird store, we're talking about birdseed, it's very similar to pharmacy practice. It blows my mind, and she still doesn't get it, but I tell her, like, I promise this is relevant. But can you just kind of walk us through just like a general format? So someone comes in, they have a problem, like what's kind of the format or the question system that allows you to guide people to the best solution that works for them?
Well, they have to set up what their situation is. For every person, again, somebody can be in an apartment building, somebody can be on a manse that's 40 acres. It all depends on what their situation is, how they're dealing with it, and what they feel is their specific problem.
Yes.
You have to come way down to what they're there for, what they're here for. What are they walking into my store for? What are they looking for? And at that point, you get to just go through your whole head and what your options are and try to help them out.
So guys, a patient comes into your pharmacy, okay, and they say, I need help. What do you need? I need a recommendation for something over the counter. What do you go into? Quest Scholar model, right? You say, what's your main problem? What's your chief complaint? And here it would be, my squirrels are eating my birdseed.
Right.
For in the pharmacy, it might be, I'm going through immense pain. Then you ask, like, is this for you? So bird store, is this my yard, or is this a family member, or is this a gift? What is it? You have to identify who the problem is, like who is this affecting? You want to also, before you jump in, ask, what have you tried before? Because if you're going to recommend Tylenol to someone in the pharmacy, but they've taken that before, they're just going to roll their head and be like, that doesn't work. So before you even go there, you ask, what have you tried before? Just like, and bear with me with this analogy, I promise, but you're in the bird store and someone comes in with a squirrel problem, and you say, have you tried, squirrel-proof bird seed, like safflower? Oh, bringing back the memories.
Look at you.
See, I still got it.
Remember.
I still got it. Or cayenne pepper, or squirrel-proof bird feeder.
Right.
What have you tried before? Then you want to ask, do you have any allergies to medications, any medical conditions? So contraindications. Just like, do you live in an apartment that has restrictions over what you can use? You guys see this, it's very similar. But I didn't realize this until later on because this was ingrained. I mean, I've worked in here, 15 years?
Yes, you did.
I mean, it's like...
I still want you to come back.
Yeah, she can sell snow to Eskimo, I swear. But guys, that's the rule of sales. And whether you're looking to get into business and pharmacy or not, you have to realize another simple concept. And we were just talking about this before we got started. When it comes to sales, you don't have to be selling a product. You don't have to be doing a transaction with money per se. But as a pharmacist, as a student, you are selling. You're selling advice. You're selling trust to a patient who's coming to you looking for counsel, looking for what's the best alternative. Either my medication's too expensive and I need an alternative, or this is giving me too many side effects, what do I go to? If you don't have the foundation of trust, it's not going to go anywhere. So if they feel like they're being sold, ethics aside, they're not going to listen to you. And guess what? There's a lot of pharmacies out there. As y'all know, especially with Amazon getting announced and everything else, there's a lot of competition. So tying in your personal brand as being the go-to expert, someone that they can trust and count on, that over time forms a relationship, which, as you guys know, is the foundation of a patient-provider relationship with a patient and a pharmacist. Just like in business, they can go online. There's lots of other places, but I mean, I only go here. I was told her.
Better.
Better. See, look at the sales. I'm building a house. I'm like, I have to go to you. So seriously, I haven't worked here for 8 years now. Has it been that? Has it only been 7, 8 years? Something like that. But even though I've been, quote, out of sight, out of mind, I'm building a house in 2 weeks. I love my birds because, here I am. And I had to come in and get my bird feeders because there was that trust and that personal brand, because it was consistent. And guys, I know this is like a somewhat silly analogy, but this is honestly where I learned most of the skills as a pharmacist. I'm serious. Like the knowledge piece, that's pharmacy school, like drugs, all that stuff. But the core components of trust, of listening, of building a personal brand, because what people say about you when you're not in the room is your personal brand. And that only happens from what people see and experience you do when they are in the room. And that's what they're going off of. So how are you showing up consistently? How are you handling adversity? Like COVID that shuts your doors down. Being innovative. selling snow to an Eskimo. Like,
Right.
yeah, all of those things. It comes from trust, from listening, and from forming those types of relationships. So I think that's really good advice.
I did.
That
Now,
you
can
taught
I
me.
can I can I
Absolutely.
do something else too?
Do it.
Is number 2. You have it, and all your anybody watching, is your passion. It's not you're selling yourself, but then you're also selling the passion, and it's not hard selling. It's just saying, I believe in this.
Yes.
I love this. If you buy it or not, I'm telling you the honest truth of this is what my best opinion for you to do to
Yes.
solve your problem. So I think really we never did commission. That's the word. I don't want to do commission because fine, somebody go home and think about what we were telling them, and then come back and finally make a knowledgeable choice. So I think it a lot. And Adam, you had it for the birds. You still have it for the birds.
I love my birds.
But you did have it for the birds. And, it just, for everybody watching, you're watching this to enhance your pharmacy skills. You have to show and commit to the passion that people have.
Exactly, and that just emanates. That's one of the gifts that I have, that whether I'm speaking or doing a workshop at a pharmacy school or hosting an organization event, it's the same thing. People say all the time in different words, Adam, your positivity just radiates. Like, I feel inspired when you leave. And that's not to I'm not touting my own press. That's just because that's genuine passion that comes from me. And I'm sure you guys have met other people too that are just super passionate. I mean, I never knew there was someone this passionate about bird stuff, but here I am. I'm so sold. I'm still here 20 years later. But guys, that's the thing. And whether it's birdseed or pharmacy, or maybe you're into nutrition or alternative medicine, whatever that might be, digging into that passion and learning more, getting mentors that walk you through the essential foundations like my still boss does.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. And that's the value of mentorship, in leaning into that, developing that passion so that it's not just something that gets you giddy, but it's something that you learn so that you can help those that are your target audience, your niche, the people that you resonate with, identify from listening to them what their main concern is, what the problem they're looking to solve, and use your skills and your uniqueness to either create a new solution that doesn't exist, or take one that does and innovate that in a way that it solves their problem faster, cheaper, or simpler than the existing model does. And if you do that, you will win with your personal brand. Because guess what? The sale of you, and when I say sale, I don't necessarily mean a product transaction. That could be getting selected for your residency, getting hired for your fellowship, or getting a job, your dream job as a pharmacist. That sale is, can you drive the outcomes that we're looking to achieve? And if you follow these concepts that I learned literally here at Wild Birds Unlimited many years ago, back when I was 15, and the repetition, like we say, repetition is the mother of skill. You keep practicing those concepts, eventually you'll be able to have what I've talked about before that I call skill transfer. So the concepts are the same. The lens, when I was here for the 10 years plus, was birdseed and helping people with their nature hobbies, but the concepts transferred to pharmacy and helping a patient with that same lens of listening, helping them identify their specific problem, meeting them there where they are, and then finding the best solution for them. Because all the time people would come in here and they'd think they want the most expensive item, but because you were listening, you'd see, that might be the quote best, but it's not the best for you.
Correct.
Just like patients, guys, how many times do patients call or come in the pharmacy and say things like, my neighbor's on this for their diabetes, or my mom takes this for her blood pressure, I want to be on that. But while that might be the best for that person, by listening to them, hearing their individual needs, you'll be able to say with confidence, that might be the best for them, but based on what you're telling me, there's a better solution. And unless you have that trust, you're able to listen and provide that recommendation, it won't be put into practice. So you see how this ties into your pharmacy practice, whether you're a student or whether you are a practicing pharmacist. The concepts, while they seem so simple, are so essential to having a solid relationship, not only with your patients, but with your colleagues, with other allied healthcare providers who might be calling, asking for recommendations, and collaborating with you in your practice. If you approach it with that, you're gonna have a personal brand so strong that other people will market you when you're not even in the room. Mm-hmm. Just like I've been wanting to do this for years.
Yay!
And I thought, why not during COVID on Small Business Saturday?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect day to
If you're listening to the audio, we've got masks for social distance. It's all good.
Yes.
And the dog's here too to protect.
My vicious dog.
he passed out.
I know. He's listening. He's listening. He's an attentive listener. Yeah.
So
this is a real dog.
It's not a stuffed animal. Don't try to sell it.
It's not a stuffed animal, but he's had a busy day today. This is the end of our Small Business Saturday, and we've had a busy day. He's had to greet all the customers in the store. So yeah, Charlie is tuckered up.
Dare we say it's a rough life?
Oh, bad.
I've always had the puns, guys. But no. So you own 3 locations in a business that's becoming so competitive online versus brick and mortar. You're in business for 31 years. Mm-hmm. You've seen so much ups and downs with the economy, going back to 2008. Now we're in 2020, the year that's out of sight, and on and on and on. Yet you still remain and you still stay strong. So that's not an accident. So reflecting on those years, are there any concepts that you've learned and seen repeated that you feel are responsible for that longevity and sustainability of being that go-to expert in what you are known for?
Well, 2008, and we find that anytime the economy tanks, everybody runs to the bird store. So there's a direct correlation of how you can feel good. This is enhancing your life. This is how people can, with little money, or will help you, we will help you enjoy as much as within a budget, and this is going to help you and improve your life. Now, they're first coming to us saying, we're interested in this, which is great. Either people are into it or not into it, and that's, that helps us out. When they come in the door, they're interested in finding out. So it's people want to have that good feeling. I'm sure they're coming to you for good feelings.
Yeah, my back hurts. Make it stop. Yeah, bring back the good feelings.
Yeah, tell them to go watch the birds. It'll make them feel much more calm.
The marketing never stops. I love it.
much more calm. Right now, people are staying home. They have nothing else to do. They're working from home. They're just watching the birds, and it's remarkable how many people are coming to us saying, we've been watching these birds for months now, and we now feel we really should feed them. So it makes them feel good.
Yes.
And that's what we're here for. It's not, you can, if you enjoy the hobby, go ahead and do it. It's fun. We can make it even more fun. And they're going to you to make it feel better, I guess.
Guys, how many times have you had patients come in that are just totally distraught and just desperate because they had a loved one that was just in a car accident, or their neighbor just got hit by a bus and they're picking up their medication and they're so overwhelmed? They are coming to you because you're an accessible healthcare provider. And this is a tremendous ethical responsibility to recognize this and realize they're coming to you in trust. And that's to you. And what you do with that next is 100% up to you. So realizing these skills that we're talking about here can really position you to be someone they can count on. God forbid something like that happens in the future. But how many times have you thought, I really want someone in my corner to make me feel safe, that I know I have my best interests at heart. If I ever do need them, I know they're there, I can count on them. Again, very different worlds here, birdseed and life, like literally life-sustaining medication. But in all honesty, that's really, if you boil it down to like the simplicity of it, it's the same thing. So I think there's a couple lessons in what you shared there. One of them definitely is, while adversity is definitely difficult, I mean, we're in 2020. That's like, that's how you spell 2020, adversity, right? There's always innovation. So whether you're in pharmacy school, you can innovate and do things on Zoom. Whether you're a pharmacist doing things for your patients, you can get innovative, and you follow guidelines and follow the CDC and everything else, but you can innovate and ask, how can I use this for people, rather than ask, why is this happening to me? Flip that script and say, how is this happening for me? So that I can meet a need using a method that either needs improved or doesn't exist, so that I can best serve my people to help them get the solutions using the skills and passion that you have to offer from your personal brand. So I think those are super big tips.
I think great.
So guys, this was super fun. I love this because all the time people ask, where did you get started in pharmacy? And when I tell them the bird store, they look at me really strange, think I'm nuts, all this stuff. But this is really where it all started, the skills, everything. So I have you to thank for that.
Thank you.
Yep. So seriously, thank you for all you do, because you bring a lot of joy and anxiety relief to a lot of people in the Pittsburgh area. You got Wexford, South Hills, Monroeville, but so many people find enjoyment and peace and tranquility.
Exactly.
And it's just a way to reconnect with nature and just really just enjoy life and find value and presence in the presence of being here
And
now.
simplicity, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you for all that you do. And for me too, because I tell you this all the time, and I know you say, I don't understand, but I hope this kind of ties the pieces together for you.
I get it. It's
So
great.
I just want to acknowledge you for all the help that you've given me through the years. I'll never forget where I came from.
Adam was a terrific 15-year-old who came in and hung out at the bird store. Every Saturday, his mom would drop him off, and he would come in and help all of our customers who adored him. And he was so passionate and so caring. And so we're so very thankful for you to have shared your passion with us, and that's cool. And Adam worked with us all through high school, all through college, and into pharmacy school.
Yep.
So
one of my 3 jobs. real story. Yeah.
So we had a good relationship over the years. It's great. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I still consider this family, and guys, that's why if you look for the opportunities, if you look for how, this is the bird store, how could this help my career? If you look for it, you'll find it. Seek and you shall find. The quality of questions you ask will determine the quality of life you live. There are opportunities in every single moment where you least expect them. All you have to do is look. That's my challenge for you guys. This is Dr. Adam Martin signing off with the Laura of Wild Birds Unlimited. Go forth, be great, dispense your full potential to script your brand, and go feed the birds.
Yes.
I'm gonna go buy some bird stuff right now. It's a Small Business Saturday. All right, guys, take care.
I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear.